I believe that we are not all sedentary. I believe that we are all either overworked or trying to find that space that actually helps us to feel welcomed and comfortable enough to move. And so out of that personal trauma and that experience, I was able to create something that helped me heal. All right, here we are. Welcome, everyone, officially to More Than Movement with Mia. This is something I have been wanting to do for, honestly, a year. During the trials and tribulations of being in lockdown and not being able to see everybody, it really made me miss connecting with you. It made me miss being in large groups. It made me miss running massive events. It made me miss communicating with you. So I wanted to put together a series where we could interact. So since I started my career, I am a holistic health professional, health coach, former personal trainer. I have been bombarded with questions about how to actually listen to your body, how to take care of yourself. And so this is my opportunity to have these conversations with you and to answer your questions. It was 7 years ago that I started my movement called Movecamp. We are a non-for-profit committed to keeping Canadians moving, and we do this through nationwide events, showing you how to move, putting you in front of the trainers, putting you in front of the community who is accepting and encourages you to move in a way that makes sense for you. Because 7 years ago, I was overworked, overtrained, and moved way too much. I moved my body through track and field and trained 3 hours a day, got maybe, 5 hours of sleep at night, was overstressed, and I was going through major financial trauma and was hit my personal rock bottom. I worked way too much. I trained way too much. And this may be you, it may not be you. But it made me kind of set on this quest of this personal vendetta that I believe that we are not all sedentary. I believe that we are all either overworked or trying to find that space that actually helps us to feel welcomed and comfortable enough to move. And so out of that personal trauma and that experience, I was able to create something that helped me heal. And so through this experience, we have created this amazing program that encourages people to move in whatever way makes sense for them. And so now this is my opportunity to continue to give back and to connect with you and to communicate with you. So every single week, I'm going to be dropping a new video and sharing my stories, my interviews with some of our movecamp team, sharing some rants and some ideas that I have, and our mission and our message to encourage Canadians to move in whatever way makes sense for them, and then drop in a little bit of access to events and things that you can get your hands on so you can move in that way and feel your absolute best. So every week we also have several questions. So I have people, you've messaged me on Instagram primarily, and if you want to keep sending in your questions, you can at Mia St-Aubin, that's my handle. But every week I'll be answering these questions. We can dive in deep, anything from health and wellness to movement to sleep to mindset, to how to listen to your body, to how to follow your dreams. These are all the things that I want to dive deep in with you. So I've got a couple questions from today. Let's start with one of them. Okay, so I didn't mention entirely, but when I started this program years ago, I had hit my personal rock bottom from being diagnosed with thyroid cancer. So I'll never forget getting that phone call. I was driving on the road. I had already gotten the biopsy done, and I got a call from the nurse's station saying, we're not quite sure what it is, but we're pretty sure that, the lump is not benign. and we're not quite sure where to go from here and what it is. So I distinctly remember saying, do I or do I not have cancer? And so it was the most traumatic experience of my life up until that point. And the question is, how did cancer change your fitness routine? And the truth is, it changed everything for me. Like I said, I was training, minimum 3 hours a day, not getting enough sleep, not eating enough food, and my stress was through the roof. I was one of those people who actually thought that I could do it all. And the concept, there was a question that somebody had asked me at one point, when you have a lot on your plate and you get something new, is your automatic response to remove something from your to-do list or to squeeze it in there? And I would spend hours in my agenda with my timeline editing out where I could fit things in. It was a craft because I felt like I could actually do it all. And so at one point my body kept sending me all these warning signs. So the ways that it changed my fitness routine is I would, things like I would have a complete meltdown before I would go training. I would be devastated and I couldn't figure out why. I was not in love with my sport anymore. I ran track and field and I had a complete meltdown before practices because I was exhausted. Every single morning when I wake up, I'd feel exhausted no matter what. It didn't matter what time I woke up. It didn't matter what time I went to bed. I would be completely exhausted. I was cold all the time. I'd get headaches. I would get sick. We finally labeled it as stress sick. And so these were all warning signs that my body was giving me over and over and over and over again. And I ignored them until I developed a lump in my throat. And so that was my body's literally saying, okay, you're not going to listen to me. We're not going to slow down. I'm going to slow down for you. And so I didn't have a choice. I actually, for the first time in my life, took a look at my movement patterns and things that I would do and how I would train. And I took a step back. And it was in that time that I founded what was the largest free movement series and awareness campaign, doing campaign in Ottawa. I founded it at that time as an opportunity to encourage other people to move in a way that actually makes sense for them. So what this looked like was asking questions to my body, to myself before I worked out. So I wanted to go for a run. How did I feel today? Did I get enough sleep? Have I eaten lunch yet? What's the rest of my day like? Am I going to be able to maybe sneak a nap in? And so these are kinds of prompted questions, and it was subtle, these changes. But over time, it is what has enabled me to continue moving every single day and not have these aches and pains and not feel like I am exhausted and I can't work out again the next day. So it's changed everything by, first and foremost, encouraging me to actually listen to my body and ask where I'm at before I move. It's encouraged me to go for a lot more walks than I ever have. It's encouraged me to feel empowered by going to bed at 9:00 at night. It's encouraged me to feel confident and empowered when I take days off. I bought a sauna blanket recently, and some days that is what I do, and I feel so great about being able to make those decisions. So in a nutshell, it's encouraged me to actually listen to my body and ask it what it actually needs. So I encourage you to do the same. If any of that resonates with you, if you've been anywhere similar, you're going to want to take a step back and ask yourself some questions. Okay, next one. How do I stay motivated to move? This is one of my favorite questions because I used to find it really, really difficult to answer, to be completely honest. Because I felt like there needed to be some magical response, some perfect 3-step rule of how you can stay motivated. And my actual answer is journaling. And this is where movement and our mindset practices are combined in something that is not talked about a lot. I don't believe that this is talked about, especially in the fitness industry. It's you're lazy. Get up earlier. Maybe have some coffee. Get a pre-workout. It's you're in a mindset. You're lazy. You're not working hard enough. I completely disagree. I think the key to staying motivated is to move from a place of joy, from a place of excitement, from a place of being empowered at the person that you are becoming versus a place of shame. So shame looks like, I can't believe I let myself get here. I can't believe I missed that workout yesterday. It's going to take me so long to actually get to my goals. Shame doesn't make you feel good. Where if you journal about how inspired you are to become, to know, to move towards the person you are becoming, then this is what's going to encourage you to get up every day and keep going and keep going and keep going. And it keeps it real. It keeps the humanness in our movement and removes you from feeling like you need to be a robot or chasing after that next Instagram model or somebody that you aspire to be. You can look at that and change your perspective on, this is awesome. These are signs. This is a sign. I'm seeing this person that I admire. This is a sign for me. How do I feel like I can embody some of these feelings in myself? So by journaling out the vision that you have for your health and your wellness, it is going to give you such empowering feelings that you can keep going. Every day, wake up and keep going and keep going. Okay, I have time for one more question today. And then you can keep submitting your questions every single week. I'll be answering them, so make sure you're sending them on Instagram at Mia St-Aubin. Only one on there because it's a weird French last name. Next question, how do I know what the best workout is for me? Okay, first and foremost, if it's something that you're excited about doing. So I tell this story, I'm in Tremblant and I'm snowboarding with my girlfriends, and we get on the lift with this like really lovely gentleman who I think he was teaching ski school, and I'm eating a protein bar because I cannot stand being hungry. So I'm having a snack because we haven't had lunch yet, and he makes this assumption, you're in fitness, you're a wellness professional. I'm like, yeah, fair. And he says, I just bought a treadmill and I've been running and, I think I'm going to do a 5K, and I get up every day and I do it. And I'm like, amazing, because I love running and I love talking about fitness and I love hearing people's passion about moving. So I go, that's awesome. Like, this is so exciting. Like, do you love it? Like, are you enjoying it every day? And he goes, no, I hate running. And my mind just goes, then why are you doing it? And I find that a lot of us embody this, right? We take on these movement practices, these workouts, we sign up for the class or we buy the treadmill because we feel like we have to. When if you love walking and that is what brings you joy and you love getting out in nature and you love being outside, do that. Whatever it is that is going to make you feel your best, I would start there, hands down, any day of the week, because that's what's going to keep you coming back. So the first thing I would do is pick the thing that you absolutely love doing and then listen to your body. Magical. The next day, see how you feel. Can you try something else out to add to this little routine? Or are you feeling, you wake up the next day and you're completely bagged, you're not inspired, you're not motivated, and consistently over time, right? If this is something that happens over and over and over again, then you maybe need to switch some things up. But find that thing that you actually enjoy doing and surround yourself with a community of people that are going to lift you up and going to inspire you. This is another reason why we started Movecamp all those years ago, because you can be surrounded by a community, you can work together, and you can actually achieve those goals and stay motivated while you do it. All right, friends, that's all the time we have for today. I'm so looking forward to seeing you again next week. You know what to do. Subscribe to my channel if you love this content, and I'll see you again soon.